Okay, welcome everybody to my flight sim vlog. This is Quentin Parker, and today's flight will be rather different. You guys are in for a treat. I am flying out of Kiruna Airfield in Kiruna, Sweden. This is a requested custom flight from my good friend Jan Stromback, who lives in Sweden, and we're just gonna do our walk around while I'm talking. And this is gonna be different for a whole slew of reasons. This is going to be my first flight outside of the continental United States. Elevator's good, and I'm a little psyched. It's gonna be different. No play or no catching in the left elevator. Everything else looks good here. As I mentioned, my buddy lives in Sweden. He and I go way back. We have been opponents and wingmen as far back as Flanker 1.5. That's a while back. I'm not even going to mention a number of years, because it would just bring tears to my eyes. Okay, this plane's good. Let's stow your gear, and let's get this party started. Jump in. All right. First things first, first things first. This, I believe, is custom airport scenery for X-Plane for this airport. I don't think they went the extra mile to, label this. We're gonna get started. Couple of things we're gonna do differently. Shut the bay door. Yep, it's shut. And we're gonna shut the... Oh, it was already shut? I'm a knucklehead. Since we're in Europe, we're gonna fly in millibars instead of inches of mercury. And in honor of my friend requesting this flight, I'm gonna bring him along. So I'm gonna set my weight to 220, and I'm just gonna assume that I weigh more than him. Love you, man. You know what? Let's bring your kids along. Whoops. Hello? How do I... Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, this is... I'm assuming this is weight in pounds, so I don't think your children are... Uh-oh. We might have to edge off. Sorry, kid, you're staying home. You might have a dog you want to bring. All right, we'll bring the dog. So we're just at the edge of the envelope. You know what? Screw it. We don't need all this fuel. There. You can bring your kid. Hey. I'm assuming your children are healthy. Let's do that. 150. I don't want to make any assumptions about your family. Okay, so with half fuel tanks, you've got two robustly built stout fellows up in front, and two hardy young people with iPods ignoring us in the back. And we're just nearing the max gross weight for the envelope. I could probably take it down to even quarter capacity, but that's ridiculous. That's asking for a problem, especially since we're going to be flying over mountains again. So, yeah. Boop. The QNH, last time I checked, for Kiruna is 1022, and the weather was 190 at 13. So, mags are on, fuel pump on, landing light on, anti-collision light on. Instrument lights on. Yeah, then there's that. Turn on that puppy. Mixture rich. Fuel on left tank, which doesn't really make a difference at this point since I've got a co-pilot today and kids in the back. Does that say 24? We are facing roughly 15. There we go. Okay. Parking brake disengaged. Parking brake engaged. Clear prop. Going to idle at 1500 RPM. Cool. All right. The clock is set to local time. It is, well, I'm sorry, local time for Kiruna, local time for Sweden. It is roughly 12:30 my time. So I am flying this with real time and real weather. It's supposed to be clear, but don't trust it, boyfriend. The field elevation for Kiruna is 1508. So, oh, okay, cool. We did switch over to millibars. So, last check, the barometric pressure was 1022. Oh, this is way more precise than inches of mercury. I like this. 1022. What's that? That's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. No, that's 25 right there. 24, 23, 22. 25, 24, 23, 22. Field elevation still 1508, so I'm going to set it to there. 15. That's about as good as it's going to get. All right, cool. We're going to track outbound on the 293 radial. So let's set that's a good question. Do we have a VOR here? I'm pretty sure we do. Almost positive there's a, whoops. Yeah, it's right behind us. I am drawing a blank. So let's do this. There we go. Oh, okay, that QNH was right then. Come on. Come on. All I want to do is get the damn frequency. What's the frequency, Kenneth? There we go. 1520. God. So hard. Like I said, we're going to track outbound on a 293. Our destination today, courtesy of Jan, is Narvik Framnes. I hope I'm not butchering that because I've never heard it before. It is a decommissioned airport. So it's decommissioned in real life and it's decommissioned in X-Plane 293. So it has its own VOR, which I imagine is decommissioned as well. But we'll see if we can't track in on it if it's still live. I have done the least amount of prep for this flight, so it's going to be new for everybody. I have not taken this flight yet, so what you see is happening to me in real time. It's going to be all new. All right, so like I said, the weather, local weather, is 190 at 13. So this runway, excuse me, this has a 03 and a 21 runway. We're heading towards runway 21. Brake check. Sweet. All right. This is a small runway. I'm not sure what's up with a primary taxiway. I don't know if I'm taxiing on the runway or not. All right, this is my hold short line. I'm not seeing a primary taxiway. So that tells me that we're taxiing on the runway. All right, let's make this quick. Yeah, the lines lead directly to the runway. All right, local traffic, November 68502, taking runway 21. Kiruna. I don't see anyone approach, at least not approach for runway 21. Somebody could just as easily be coming behind us on runway 03, in which case it could get real ugly real quick if they land long. And they don't have to. It's not a long airport. Get my taxiing under control. All right. Looks like we've reached the end of the runway as we taxi over the runway lights. Yep, runway 21. All right. I want to point out that even though I did the minimal amount of prep for this flight, I did look into whether or not there was custom scenery for this airport, and it turns out that I believe there is. So I installed it. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a demo flight for my friend, because if I'm not mistaken, he does not fly X-plane. He and I cut our teeth on Flanker, and I guess to a certain degree Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I do not believe he has X-plane. So this will let him know what he can look for. Ah, it appears this runway is uphill. That's sweet. Okay. Is that door still open? Nope. Is it latched? Latch that damn door, man. This ain't the Suicide Express. Alright. Let's get wheels up, and we're ready to go. Full throttle. Let's releasing brakes. Speed's alive. Let's rotate. I said let's rotate. I think that added the added payload is actually having an effect on the flight dynamics. So yay, X-plane. Felt kind of squirrely there for a second. Okay. So, also in flying here in Norway, I really wanted to. I was looking forward to it just for the visuals. To see, you know, how nice it's represented in the sim. Norway, land of Nords. I'm a knucklehead. All right. It looks pretty clear, so I guess we're going to go VFR. Oof. This does feel heavy. Here's the airport. Here's the town, I believe. Oh, there we go. We're intercepting the 3 radial and correcting. Sorry if this feels sloppy, dude. I'm talking to Jan when I say that. Oh, that was way too much correction. Alright, we're now on a 293 radial. Close to it anyway. Alright. If the elevation around here is just over 1,000 feet, let's do 6,500. Yeah, that way, if there are any high mountains, we won't have terribly far to ascend, hopefully. Yeah, this thing feels heavy. So in looking around for custom scenery for Norway, it turns out that there's a fair bit. A lot of it's put out by Orbix. A lot of the professional scenery, that is. But it's for the other sims. They don't have a whole lot for X-Plane. I just happened to luck out with the custom scenery for our departure airport. I didn't find any for Narvik. So, well, I mean, yeah, I didn't find any for Narvik, and it's doubtful that I'm going to. So. Yeah, feeling kind of squirrely. Well, this is pretty. The terrain that I flew over in the Rockies wasn't, well, was similar. It was actually kind of, at least for where we are, it was hillier, but I don't expect all of Sweden to be, just one great big, mountain country. But, I could be wrong. I've never been there. So, let's continue our climb. Ugh. This performance is horrible. Not the sim performance, the plane. It just feels horrible. Just, it'll climb and then it'll settle. It'll climb and then it'll settle. And, anyway, so Narvik Framnes, our destination, it has a combined VOR and ILS system. So with any fortune, if it gets if there's clouds on the deck, we'll have a way in. It's runway 19, so should be fun. So what can I tell you guys? What's been going on lately? I've been flirting with the idea of trying to fly X-Plane in VR. I have a a Galaxy S8 mobile phone, and I've got a set of Gear VR goggles with a hand controller. So according to YouTube videos, it is more than doable. There's a Steam application I would need to employ, but yeah, I could go up VR. The concerns are that it won't be nearly as visually crisp. I don't think the resolution or the image quality is there, or at least I'm sorry, I don't think it. That's the opinion of the people who are running it. So I'd be curious to see those of you who are running X-Plane in VR, particularly with a through a mobile phone like the I guess what's it, the HTC or the Galaxy for that matter. What's your input? What you have to say? It on one hand, it seems like a lot of fuss, to get it set up, but if the immersion is there, yeah, I'll think about it. All right, let's get her trimmed up for cruise. All right. Mixture lean. Let's throttle back to 2400. And yeah, there we go. So this is kind of groovy so far. Oh, let's talk about that my groundwork, shall we? Um, there is just something about maybe the way I've got my my sticks configured in conjunction with the values that X-Plane has set up for ground friction, but I am having the worst time maintaining taxi direction, and oof, that last landing was, yeah, it's still with me. I haven't forgot about that. And I know it's been addressed before. I mean, not by me. I mean, not just by me, but some people go into the config files and jockey the friction values, and they have mixed success with it. If it keeps happening, the sliding all over the damn place, I might just have to follow suit. Whoops, losing altitude. I find that annoying. I really do. Well, one, it's annoying, and two, it makes me look bad. Let's keep it real. It makes me look bad. It makes me look like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I guess that's true. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in the sim. Um, in the real world, I do not do that. Um, that's just not cool. So let's take a peek outside. Okay, we got some clouds up front. I mean, I saw them, but you know. Still pretty. Uh, what else can we talk about? VR. Um, I mentioned that this is my first flight outside. Damn, outside of the sim. Damn it, I messed it up. My first flight in the sim outside the country. My 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 native country. Um, when I think about where I would like to fly, Spain comes to mind. When I set up uh, the scenery files, I picked obviously North America, East and West, but I also picked Western Europe because I knew, at some point I was going to fly to Spain. I just happened to get a request to fly in Sweden, first. So, um, Spain is a land I've never been to, but it intrigues me. The history of it, the people of it, the culture of it, and I would like to go there, one day. Um, and if it's cool, if it's as cool as I feel it is, who knows? Maybe I might emigrate. Maybe I might, maybe I might be an expat. Because apparently there's a strong uh, American expatriate community in Spain. Uh, their whole website's devoted to it. And, like, it's a thing. Um, so, I think about that from time to time. Uh, Parents, I'm sure, will be like, "The hell? You're not. What do you want to fight bulls? You want to dance the flamenco?" And I'm like, "Have you seen the women? I will dance the flamenco for a Spanish girl. Are you kidding? Give me, gi- give me that little thing that they use." Um, so probably one of my next foreign hops will be Spain. I know that there's especially scenery with an X-plane from Madrid, so you know, why not Madrid to Barcelona, Madrid to Seville, Madrid to, Madrid to the Pyrenees, and check out the mountains. Or I could fly over the mountains and maybe go to France. Yeah. And please don't take that to mean I hate the French. I am not one of those Americans that hates the French. I am well aware and well appreciative of our war debt to France uh, and Spain. They both countries were involved in our revolutionary effort. We Americans, because of our educational system, we tend to forget things like that if we're ever taught it to begin with. So, uh, you know, to my French flying friends, or Frenchies in particular, mwah, vive la France. You guys are the bomb. Uh, yeah, I don't have the typical American French hate. During the uh, yeah, yeah, that's not cool. I was embarrassed when I think it was during our military adventures in Libya. The French wouldn't uh, let us fly, wouldn't let us use their airspace, and we had to fly around them. And there was a vocal a vocal group of right wingers who just lost their damn mind, and they were just pouring out French wine and talking about boycott France this, boycott France that. They even went so far as to rename French fries to freedom fries or something equally stupid. Uh, and I sometimes I wonder why the rest of the world sees America the way they do, and then I think about stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, that's right. We do it to ourselves sometimes. Um, uh, hmm. I'm not sure if I'm terribly close to those mountains, to those peaks anyway. I think I can fly through here and still be... Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, cool. We're going to tune in. What's going on here? It says we're about 30 miles away from Kiruna, so we're about 40 miles away from Narvik. Let's see what's going on with Narvik, if we can pick up uh, their VOR. They're 111.5. Okay. Come on. There we go. 111.5. 111.5, 111.5. Let's see what happens. Nothing yet. Okay. I might want to... Yeah, that's not cool. We're going to put some space between us and the developing clouds and mountains in front of us, because I guarantee you this is a situation where I'll pop out of the clouds, and the next and last thing I see will be a mountain goat staring at me like, really? So let's go up to 8,500. Remember, you train to be a pilot, not a statistic. Don't 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 let mistakes happen quietly in front of you and lead to tragedy. Of course, if I was an IFR pilot, I would probably have started out at 8,000 feet. Part of me is wondering if I should go up to 10,500. Oof. Oh, this is not cool. I'm not sure with the payload situation if I can do 10,500. So we'll do 8,500. See what happens. Yeah, we're just not climbing. Oh, this is why I fly alone. I may be fat, but it's just me. Okay, we talked about scenery for Sweden. We talked about Narvik being decommissioned. So, okay. When I flew combat in Flanker, my call sign was Tarian. When Jan flew combat, his call sign was Brat. And you know, a lot of times we would just hang out in the Flanker O Club, which was an IRC channel on Usenet, and it was just the best time. It was as much time you could hang out, you could have with a bunch of guys and keep your clothes on. It was awesome. Everybody was, you know, insane. Everybody, you know, had intelligent commentary. And it was, you know, it was kind of like Mos Eisley Spaceport. You know, you could go there, you know, looking for a fast ship, preferably to shoot at. And we just had some very, very special times there. If you're a flanker pilot, and see, part of me wants to say former flanker pilot. There is no such thing. If you flew flanker, you're a flanker pilot for life. If you've moved on to other sims, you're still a flanker pilot at heart. You know, it was just a really special time. So I look forward to flying the flanker again in DCS. Actually was one of the videos I was thinking about doing next. Kind of, you know, break up this real world general aviation stuff, and you know, fire a missile or something. I'm flying X-plane now for a fairly shallow reason. I think I talked about it in the last video. I said I had a problem with the gauges. They just didn't look realistic, and they were repeated across the platform, regardless of what aircraft you were flying. You know, once they got rid of it, and once, you know, they got proper 3D cockpits, you know, I was like, okay, I'm on board now. Ooh, that's pretty. And, you know, if you spent any time around flight sims, particularly the combat variety, you know that Flanker, or Su-27 Flanker, wasn't a very pretty sim when it came out. It was It wasn't bit mapped or image mapped like all the other sims. It was, well, some of the better sims at the time. It was polygon based. You know, kind of bare bones if you want to get right down to it. But you didn't fly it for how it looked. You flew it for what it did. You flew it for how it, you know, the flight model. There was just nothing out there like it. Not even Falcon got the very fluid, the fluidness of flight the way SU-27 did. And you know, they've kind of retained that in later versions of Flanker, but it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm romanticizing my memories of it, but you know, that was the complaint about the SU-27, that yeah, it was, you know, the flight model may be one thing, but you know, you're spending your time looking at it. You know, what about the graphics? And you know, I feel kind of shallow, you know, because you know that's where I was coming from with X-Plane, or the earlier versions of X-Plane. But I don't know, to each their own. I think you have to tweak it, but I think you can get SU-27 Flanker to run under Windows 10. You might not have sound, but I think you can get it to run. And if you can get it to run, you can have a good old time with it, man. It ain't pretty, but you know, it's all right. I wonder if the mountains are blocking Narvik's signal. Guess not. All right, we're 50 miles away from Narvik, and I got to tell you, I am not interested in descending through those clouds. Not with mountains under them. That's just it doesn't look too bad, but yeah, I'm the one that's going to find that one peak that's just below the tops of the mountains, because that's how my luck is. So we're gonna try and avoid dying. I think that there's a looks like a break in the clouds all around here. Maybe I can see what's going on and see if it's safe to descend. Nothing from Narvik. Okay, maybe Narvik's VOR isn't, or maybe Narvik's Nav8 is just a ILS system and not a VOR to you know, or hell, maybe it is in fact decommissioned and I'm not going to get a signal. So that being the case, Narvik is on the coast. There's a river or a body of water. I probably shouldn't call it a river. Well, you know what? Let's see if it's even in the database. Oh boy, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's Evanes, I think, and that's a weather station and airport that's further out from further out from Narvik. So oof, Narvik apparently has been removed from the database. All right then. We might have a situation here. And is that a mountain I see rising above the friggin' clouds? Or is that a break in the clouds? It doesn't matter, it looks friggin' high. Oh man. Alright. But it does look like the cloud layer is breaking up ahead. So I probably can descend below it. Below it, not below it. Get your minds out the gutter. So yeah, I feel like I can talk about some of our flanker adventures, but at the same time, I'm in a completely different sim entirely, and you know, why should I talk about air combat maneuvers in a civilian sim flying a general aviation plane? That doesn't. It seems like a disconnect. All right. If yeah, we might have to go VFR to find Narvik, because we're gonna lose the signal on this on the VOR we're tracking outbound from Kiruna. And once we lose that signal, I'm not exactly sure where Narvik is. We should be tracking directly to it, so as long as the clouds don't obscure the ground under me, I should be able to see it. Let's go bionic and see what happens. Nothing. And there's the water. So, but yeah, we should be pointed at it. I have no idea what that flashing is. It might be a bug from X-Vision, but obviously there's no lightning going on, and the sun's not flickering, so that should not be there. Alright, 63 nautical miles away from Kiruna, which means we're just about 13 miles away from Narvik. Oh, this is pretty. Alright, we're going to descend while we can. Is that a mountain? That's a mountain, isn't it? Yeah, we might end up flying out over the water to circle around to land on runway 19. I don't feel very good with all these clouds. I just don't. It's getting kind of squirrely up here too. Double checking the VOR 111.5. 111.5. 66 nautical miles behind us. So it's within 10 nautical miles. Our destination, that is. I wish I had did a little bit more research. I could tell you the name of this body of water, this lake. Actually, I think, if I remember the map correctly, I think it might be here. Let's get nose low and see what we can find. Definitely in the right area. There's no two ways about that. Not picking up the localizer. So, it's an adventure. Flying someplace you've never been before. And, not necessarily sure if you're lost or not. I don't think I am. I just need to get eyes on the airport. And what was that? That was nothing. What's out there? Is that a oil rig? Looks like an oil rig. Can't stabilize. Well, it's... Alright, field elevation for Narvik, I believe, is 95 feet, which sounds about right, considering... Hey, what? Hello? What's that? That's a town, and that's an airport. Right there, baby. There's Narvik. Dead on. Alright, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to overfly the airport. We're going to overfly the airport, come in off the water, or fly downwind over the water, and land. Oh, man. Right about now is when I would call Narvik traffic. But since the airport is dead, I'm not going to bother. Yeah. Alright, we've got eyes on the airport, so yeah, runway 01 and 19. So I'm going to fly perpendicular. There's the runway. Yeah, we're a little too... So we're gonna descend over the water. I'm gonna level out at 2,000 feet. I'm sure this is a pretty place. It's full of boats when the weather's nice. Get a little bit more separation from Narvik before I turn base. Okay. Oh, no you don't. Now is not the time for fouled plugs. We're going to turn base. I got nothing. Okay. Where are you? I think I just lost sight of the airport. Oh, that is not cool. Thousand feet. What did I just do? Localizer, not working. I'm not willing to get set up for landing without the airport in sight. How did I lose track of the airport? What the hell? Is it on the other side of this? Or is it out here? Is that it? That's it. All right. Let's get this party done. All right. First notch of flaps. Trim it up. Runway in sight, and I'm low. Red over white, I'm good. Second notch of flaps. Third notch of flaps. Off center. All right. I have my friend and his family on board. Let's see if I let's see if I can manage to not kill them. Red over white. We're good. $500 ft/minute. Power out. Oh, sweet. That's what you spread on toast, baby. All right, let's get off the runway. Like I said, I couldn't find any custom scenery for Narvik, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see if there's some place to park. And there isn't. So we're just going to park over here. Where I guess a terminal building would be, or something, maybe. Good enough. All right, so let's shut down. We are at Narvik Framnes in Narvik, Sweden. I would like to thank my friend Jan Stromback for recommending this flight. It was kind of dicey there for a second, man. I hope I hope I didn't freak you out. That was a little adventure for my my midday. Hope you guys got something out of it as well. That's it. I'm out. Again, if there's a flight you would like to see or something, let me know, and I will do the base minimum to study for the flight and and prepare for it. Hey Jan, there's a Volvo coming to pick us up. So, all right. Yeah. Let's get out of here.